Welcome back to our channel. Today we're uncovering the compelling story of Agnes Ayres, a silent film star whose life mirrored the rise and fall of a true Hollywood drama. Best remembered for her role opposite Rudolph Valentino in the Chic, Agnes's journey was one of ambition, triumph, and heartbreak. From her modest beginnings in Illinois to her meteoric rise in early Hollywood, and from scandalous controversies to personal tragedies, her story has all the elements of a real-life Sunset Boulevard. Join us as we explore her incredible life, the challenges she faced, and the legacy she left behind as one of the silent era's forgotten icons. Childhood Agnes Ayres' path to stardom started in the small town of Carbondale, Illinois, where she was born on April 4, 1892, as Agnes Henley. Her early life was marked by a sense of resilience and adaptability, shaped by circumstances that would later define her character. Agnes grew up with her brother Solon William, who was 4 years her senior, but the absence of their father, Solon Augustus Henley, cast a shadow over their childhood. Whether due to his death or separation from their mother, Emma Slack Henley, his absence left Emma to navigate the challenges of raising her children largely on her own. By 1900, Emma remarried Annan Rendleman, a farmer, and moved the family to Chicago, seeking stability and new opportunities. The bustling city was a world away from rural Carbondale, offering a stark contrast and perhaps sparking young Agnes's curiosity about the broader possibilities life could hold. Though her early aspirations pointed in a completely different direction, she dreamed of studying law. Life had other plans for her. At 18, Agnes entered the workforce as a bookkeeper. It was a practical choice, a steady job in an era where women's career opportunities were limited. She showed no particular inclination toward acting, and Hollywood wasn't even on the horizon. Yet, it's this unassuming beginning that makes her eventual transformation into a silent film star all the more remarkable. Her life was initially defined by routine and responsibility, not glamour or fame, and she likely imagined a future much simpler than the one she would eventually lead. Her early years in Chicago, a city growing rapidly at the turn of the century, may have exposed her to the cultural and artistic movements of the time. It was a period of immense change in America, with the rise of industrialization and urbanization creating new opportunities and challenges. Chicago itself was a melting pot of ideas, innovation, and ambition, a place where dreams could either flourish or falter. Agnes's aspiration to study law hints at her intelligence and determination, qualities that would later serve her well in the cutthroat world of early Hollywood. Though she did not follow that path, the discipline and focus required for such ambitions likely laid a foundation for her later endeavors. She might not have known it then, but her early experience balancing ambition with practicality would become a recurring theme in her life. Her start as a bookkeeper also reflects the realities of many young women in the early 20th century. With limited career options, many were expected to prioritize stability over passion, and Agnes was no exception. Yet the very act of stepping into the workforce showcased her independence and willingness to shoulder responsibility, traits that would become vital as she navigated the challenges of fame and personal struggles later in life. The most intriguing aspect of this phase in Agnes's life is the sheer unpredictability of what lay ahead. At 18, with no aspirations of becoming an actress and no connections to the entertainment industry, she was an ordinary young woman living an ordinary life. Her story reminds us that the seeds of greatness often lie dormant, waiting for the right moment to bloom. For Agnes, that moment would come soon, setting her on a path that neither she nor her family could have ever foreseen. Family Agnes's journey to stardom was far from a fairy tale. It was a testament to resilience, sacrifice, and sheer determination. In 1916, Agnes and her mother Emma left behind their familiar life to move to New York, chasing a brighter future for Agnes's budding acting career. This decision wasn't made lightly. It was born out of necessity and hope. The bustling streets of New York symbolized opportunity, but for Agnes and Emma, it also meant facing financial uncertainty and countless sacrifices. Their bond became the foundation of their survival. Emma wasn't just a mother. She was Agnes's unwavering support system, cheerleader, and partner in navigating the challenges of a city that could be both thrilling and unforgiving. Together, they faced financial hardships, often scraping by on limited resources. But despite the struggles, Emma's belief in Agnes's talent never wavered, and this mutual reliance strengthened their relationship. As Agnes's acting aspirations began to take shape, she made a choice that many women of her time faced: marriage as a path to financial stability. She married Captain Frank Schucker, a man who seemed to offer the security she and her mother desperately needed. However, the realities of balancing a growing career with the expectations of married life soon revealed cracks in their relationship. Agnes was a woman ahead of her time, driven, ambitious, and unwilling to compromise her dreams for the sake of convention. As her career gained momentum, the strain on their marriage grew, ultimately leading to divorce. This chapter of Agnes's life highlights the challenges faced by women in the early 20th century. The societal pressures to conform to traditional roles often clashed with personal ambition, especially for someone as fiercely independent as Agnes. Yet she refused to let these challenges define her, choosing instead to prioritize her dreams and the life she wanted to build. Her second marriage to Manuel Riachi brought another pivotal moment in Agnes's life: the birth of her daughter, Maria Eugenia, in 1926. Becoming a mother added both joy and complexity to her journey. Agnes embraced motherhood with the same passion and dedication she brought to her career. Balancing single parenthood and a demanding acting career was no easy feat, but Agnes's love for her daughter became a driving force in her life. Maria Eugenia wasn't just a child to Agnes. She was her anchor, a constant reminder of why she worked so hard. Agnes often spoke about the importance of providing a stable and loving environment for Maria, even as she navigated the uncertainties of her professional life. Her ability to juggle the demands of single motherhood while climbing the ranks in a competitive industry is a testament to her strength and perseverance. Career Agnes Ayres' journey into Hollywood is a story of determination, adaptability, and the bittersweet nature of stardom. Her introduction to the film industry came unexpectedly in 1914 when she was discovered by Chicago's S&A Film Manufacturing Company. At a time when the entertainment world was still in its infancy, Agnes began her career as an extra, sharing a dressing room with none other than Gloria Swanson, another future star of the silver screen. This humble beginning marked the start of a career that would propel her into the spotlight, though not without its share of struggles. Her first significant screen moment came in Charlie Chaplin's His New Job. While her role was minor, it offered her invaluable exposure to the rapidly growing industry. By 1917, Agnes had caught the attention of director Frank Powell, who cast her in films like The Dazzling Miss Davison. These roles showcased her burgeoning talent, charm, and on-screen presence. Her rise continued when she joined Vitagraph Studios, where she earned the nickname the O. Henry Girl for her work in adaptations of O. Henry's short stories. Fans of the time praised her ability to embody a range of characters, from virtuous heroines to more complex roles, and critics applauded her for adding depth to her performances. But the moment that changed everything for Agnes came in 1921 when she was cast in The Chic alongside the magnetic Rudolph Valentino. Agnes's portrayal of Lady Diana Mayo, a headstrong Englishwoman swept into a desert romance, captivated audiences worldwide. Fans flocked to theaters to see the chemistry between Ayres and Valentino, and the film grossed over $1 million, a staggering success at the time. Media outlets heralded The Chic as a cultural phenomenon, with newspapers describing it as the film that set hearts racing and defined romance for a generation. Agnes's role in The Chic solidified her as one of Hollywood's leading ladies, while Valentino's smoldering performance propelled him into international superstardom. The duo became icons of the silent era, their names synonymous with passion and glamour. Fan letters poured in by the thousands, with admirers praising Agnes for her grace, beauty, and compelling screen presence. One letter printed in a fan magazine read, "Agnes Ayres isn't just acting, she's living her role. I see myself in her, and that's why I adore her." However, the challenge of following up such a monumental success soon became evident. Agnes appeared in several notable films for Paramount, including Forbidden Fruit and The Ten Commandments. But the overwhelming impact of The Chic cast a long shadow. Critics often compared her new roles to her performance as Lady Diana Mayo, and despite her talent, audiences seemed to yearn for the magic of her earlier triumph. Paramount's promotional campaigns attempted to replicate her Chic fame, but the media often framed her as being in Valentino's shadow, a comparison that frustrated her career ambitions. By the late 1920s, the transition from silent films to talkies further complicated matters. Agnes, like many of her contemporaries, found it difficult to maintain her status in the changing landscape of Hollywood. Fans who once adored her began to turn their attention to newer stars with voices suited for the era's emerging technology. Despite these challenges, Agnes refused to fade quietly. She shifted her focus to stage performances, smaller film roles, and innovative ventures like forming an all-female dance orchestra. These endeavors kept her connected to her audience and displayed her resilience in the face of adversity. The Wall Street crash of 1929 dealt a devastating blow to Agnes's finances, forcing her to adapt once again. News outlets documented her fall from financial stability with headlines such as "Star of the Chic Faces Economic Hardship." Yet, her fans rallied around her, with letters of support reminding her of the love and admiration she still commanded. Determined to rebuild, she invested in real estate, earning a reputation for her sharp business acumen. Publications like the Los Angeles Times noted her ability to transform personal hardship into opportunities, praising her for reinventing herself off-screen. Although Agnes's career slowed down, her legacy as a silent film icon endured. The 1930s re-release of The Chic reignited public interest, with audiences eager to relive the magic of her most iconic performance. Fan clubs dedicated to Ayres emerged, and magazines published retrospectives on her life and contributions to early Hollywood. At a public screening of The Chic in 1938, Agnes appeared to a standing ovation, her fans reminding her that her place in cinema history was secure. Scandals. Agnes's glittering Hollywood career was marked not only by her undeniable talent, but also by the scandals and controversies that swirled around her, making her a lightning rod for media attention and public fascination. These moments tested her resilience and revealed the darker side of fame in the early Hollywood. One of the most persistent scandals involved rumors of an affair with Jesse Lasky, the powerful Paramount producer credited with helping launch her career. Though neither Agnes nor Lasky ever confirmed the whispers, the tabloids of the time had a field day. Headlines speculated about a behind-the-scenes romance, with some even claiming that Agnes's rise to fame was owed more to favoritism than to talent. Fans were divided. Some defended her, while others bought into the rumors, adding fuel to the controversy. Letters to fan magazines ranged from outraged accusations to heartfelt support. One fan wrote, "Agnes's talent speaks louder than any gossip. Hollywood wouldn't be the same without her." This wasn't the only challenge Agnes faced. She also endured public criticism over her weight, a harsh and deeply unfair reality for many actresses in the era of the rigid Hollywood studio system. Studios, fixated on maintaining a specific image of beauty, used her appearance as an excuse to sideline her, offering fewer and less significant roles. For Agnes, this wasn't just about body shaming. It was a direct attack on her livelihood. Fans at the time, unaware of the pressures actresses faced behind the scenes, often contributed to the scrutiny. Still, others rallied behind her. Agnes is more than her looks. She's a star because of her heart and soul, another fan penned in a popular magazine. In 1926, Agnes took a bold stand against the industry's exploitation by filing a lawsuit against the Producers Distributing Corporation. She alleged that they had violated her contract by relegating her to subpar roles, effectively stalling her career. This move was unprecedented for a woman in her position, and the legal battle captured national headlines. Media outlets dissected every detail of the case, with some calling Agnes a trailblazer for standing up to the studios, while others criticized her for challenging the status quo. The courtroom drama also revealed the immense personal toll Agnes's career had taken on her. Testimonies and reports highlighted the pressure she faced to maintain a flawless public image while juggling her private struggles. For fans, this was a rare glimpse behind the curtain of Hollywood's golden age, showing just how much stars like Agnes sacrificed for their craft. As if her professional challenges weren't enough, Agnes's personal life was also marred by scandal. During her second marriage to Manuel Riachi, a woman stepped forward, claiming to have been Riachi's wife before Agnes. Though the courts eventually dismissed the claim, the drama brought unwanted attention to their already rocky relationship. Gossip columns pounced on the story, spinning wild theories about Agnes's role in the alleged love triangle. Fans were again torn. Some sympathized with Agnes, while others questioned the choices that led to such public turmoil. Despite the controversies, Agnes maintained a dedicated fan base that admired her for her strength and talent. Social events where she appeared were met with cheers and applause, proof that her star power hadn't dimmed in the eyes of her loyal supporters. Her fans often saw her as a fighter, someone who refused to let Hollywood's harsh standards define her. A newspaper column from the time even described her as the woman who dares to challenge the Hollywood machine. Marriage. Agnes Ayres' personal life was filled with as much drama as her on-screen roles, particularly when it came to her marriages. Her first union with Captain Frank Schucker seemed like a practical decision, a stable foundation as she pursued her Hollywood dreams. However, as Agnes's star began to rise, their marriage faltered under the pressures of financial instability and their growing differences. Frank, though supportive at first, could not keep up with the demands of living in the shadow of a Hollywood actress. Their divorce, though quietly handled, marked the beginning of a pattern in Agnes's personal life, the struggle to find balance between her ambitious career and personal happiness. Her second marriage to Mexican diplomat Manuel Riachi in 1924 promised a fresh start. On the surface, the pairing seemed like something out of a Hollywood romance. Agnes, the glamorous film star, and Manuel, the dashing, well-connected diplomat. Their whirlwind courtship captured the attention of fans and media alike. Headlines celebrated the union, often describing it as the perfect blend of beauty and sophistication. Photographs of the couple at high-profile events or vacationing together graced the pages of magazines, creating the illusion of a fairy tale romance. However, behind closed doors, their relationship quickly descended into turmoil. In 1927, their marriage ended in a highly publicized divorce, with Agnes accusing Rachie of desertion and physical abuse. In court, she painted a vivid picture of the emotional and physical pain she endured, sharing stories of his violent outbursts and erratic behavior. One particularly harrowing account described visible marks left by his aggression, which she bravely showed in court. Fans were shocked by these revelations, as the glamorous image of their marriage crumbled before their eyes. The media latched onto the scandal, publishing sensationalized accounts of the courtroom drama. Headlines like, "From Stardom to Struggle, Agnes Ayres Speaks Out," fueled public fascination with her plight. Letters poured in from fans offering words of support, many praising her courage for standing up against abuse, a rare and bold move for a woman of her time. One admirer wrote, "Agnes, your bravery inspires us all. You remind women everywhere that they deserve respect and dignity, no matter their circumstances." Despite the heartbreak, Agnes found solace and purpose in the one gift her marriage to Manuel had given her, her daughter, Maria Eugenia. For Agnes, Maria became her anchor in a storm of public scrutiny and personal upheaval. She often spoke about how much she cherished being a mother, describing Maria as her greatest joy and a reason to keep moving forward. Fans, too, were captivated by her devotion to her daughter. Interviews often highlighted their close bond, with one magazine calling Agnes a shining example of resilience and maternal love. Even as Agnes navigated single motherhood, she maintained an unwavering sense of humor and hope. In a candid interview, she joked about her experiences with marriage, saying, "I don't regret marrying because it gave me my daughter, but my next husband, he'll be an American." This quip, while lighthearted, reflected her determination to learn from her past while focusing on the future. The scandal surrounding her marriage to Rudolph didn't tarnish Agnes's reputation as much as it showcased her strength. Fans rallied behind her, admiring her ability to persevere despite the odds. Publications like Photoplay praised her resilience, writing, "Agnes Ayres may have faced the darkest storms, but her light continues to shine. She is a woman who refuses to give up." Agnes's dedication to her daughter and her determination to rebuild her life earned her a renewed sense of admiration. While her career never quite regained its former glory, she found other ways to provide for Maria, including investing in real estate and exploring business ventures. These decisions, though born of necessity, demonstrated her resourcefulness and ability to adapt to life's challenges. Other relationships. Agnes's personal life was as captivating and intricate as the roles she portrayed on screen, and at the heart of it was her unforgettable friendship with Rudolph Valentino. Valentino, the Latin lover of silent films, was a Hollywood icon who redefined stardom. But behind his magnetic screen presence, he was also a deeply loyal friend to Agnes, a bond that would shape her life and career in profound ways. Agnes often credited Valentino as a key figure in her journey to success. Their friendship, rooted in mutual respect and shared experiences, was a rare gem in the competitive world of early Hollywood. Valentino's unwavering support helped Agnes navigate the cutthroat industry, offering her advice and encouragement during some of her most challenging moments. In interviews, Agnes described him as one of the few people who truly saw me for who I was. Fans of both stars have often speculated about the nature of their relationship. Was it purely platonic, or was there something more? Agnes always maintained that their bond was built on friendship, not romance. Still, tabloids of the time couldn't resist stirring the pot with headlines hinting at a secret love story. One article boldly claimed Valentino and Agnes, Hollywood's most enigmatic pair. Fans, however, took a more heartfelt view, writing letters to newspapers and magazines expressing admiration for their connection. One fan wrote, "The friendship between Agnes and Valentino shows that true loyalty exists even in the glamorous world of Hollywood." When Rudolph Valentino passed away unexpectedly in 1926 at the age of 31, the news sent shockwaves through Hollywood and devastated his fans worldwide. For Agnes, the loss was deeply personal. She mourned not just the death of a friend, but also the end of a chapter in her life that had been defined by shared struggles and triumphs. At his funeral, where thousands of fans gathered to pay their respects, Agnes was reportedly seen in tears, quietly reflecting on the bond they had shared. "He was my anchor," she later said, "the one who reminded me that even in this chaotic world, there were people worth trusting." As Agnes tried to move forward, her personal life took another dramatic turn with her relationship with Louis Milestone, the acclaimed director of All Quiet on the Western Front. Their romance was passionate, but far from simple. Milestone, known for his creative genius, was also a man deeply committed to his craft, often at the expense of personal relationships. For Agnes, the relationship was a mix of emotional highs and devastating lows, marked by uncertainty about where they truly stood. Gossip columns of the time closely followed their tumultuous romance. One headline read, "Agnes and Milestone, a love story in limbo." Reporters speculated about their future, while fans debated whether the relationship was good for Agnes. Some believe Milestone's dedication to his work left little room for Agnes's needs, while others saw their connection as a meeting of two brilliant artistic minds. Fan reactions to these relationships were deeply emotional. Supporters admired Agnes for her resilience and grace amidst personal challenges. Letters poured in, with one fan commenting, "Agnes's strength in the face of loss and heartbreak is what makes her such an inspiration. She's not just a star, she's human." Others reflected on her bond with Valentino, calling it a rare and beautiful friendship that transcended the superficiality of Hollywood. Agnes's ability to channel her personal experiences into her work only deepened the love her fans had for her. The heartbreak of losing Valentino and the emotional turbulence of her romance with Milestone seemed to add layers of depth to her performances. Critics often remarked on how Agnes's characters felt incredibly real, as though she were drawing from a well of raw, authentic emotion. Death. Agnes Ayres' untimely passing on Christmas Day in 1940 marked the end of a life filled with dazzling highs and heartbreaking lows. At just 48 years old, she succumbed to a cerebral hemorrhage at her home, leaving behind a legacy deeply intertwined with the glamour and tragedy of early Hollywood. The timing of her death, on a day associated with joy and family, added an especially poignant note, reminding fans of the bittersweet nature of her story. Her funeral was a modest affair held at Pierce Brothers Chapel, reflecting the quieter circumstances of her later years. As friends, family, and a few loyal admirers gathered, one special moment stood out: the performance of her favorite song, the Kashmiri Song. This choice was deeply symbolic, tying her final farewell to her most iconic role in the Chic. For those who had followed her career, This moment was a heart-wrenching reminder of her peak years as one of the silent era's brightest stars. Agnes was laid to rest at Hollywood Memorial Park, not far from Paramount Studios, where her career had reached its zenith. The proximity to the studio was more than just geographical. It was a symbolic connection to the industry that had both elevated and challenged her. Fans who visited her grave often left flowers, notes, and small mementos, a quiet testament to the enduring admiration she inspired. Even in death, her presence lingered near the heart of the film world she had once dominated. The reaction to her passing was met with a wave of nostalgia and reflection. Legendary Hollywood columnist Hedda Hopper penned a moving tribute, describing Agnes's meteoric rise and the challenges she faced navigating fame. Hopper wrote, "Agnes Ayres had everything: a stunning screen presence, immense talent, and a beauty that captured audiences worldwide. But success came too quickly, leaving her unprepared for the responsibilities and pressures of fame." Hopper's words resonated with fans and peers alike, encapsulating the duality of Agnes's life: a dazzling rise to stardom, followed by struggles that ultimately defined her later years. Fans expressed their grief and admiration in letters to newspapers and film magazines, many recalling the magic of Agnes's performances. One admirer wrote to a Hollywood publication, "Agnes Ayres was a star who defined an era. Her role in the Chic changed cinema history, and her grace and elegance will never be forgotten." Social circles in Hollywood were abuzz with conversations about her legacy, and her passing reignited interest in her body of work. Screenings of The Chic and Forbidden Fruit saw a resurgence, with audiences eager to relive the golden days of her career. Media outlets also took the opportunity to revisit her story, producing retrospectives that painted a picture of a woman who had been both a pioneer and a victim of Hollywood's relentless nature. Headlines like "The Star Who Shone Too Brightly" and "Remembering Agnes Ayres," a silent film icon, dominated entertainment pages, sparking a wave of nostalgia among readers. Critics and film historians praised her contributions to cinema, particularly her role in The Chic, which they hailed as a cultural phenomenon that left an indelible mark on the silent era. Even as the world mourned her loss, Agnes's story served as a powerful reminder of the fleeting nature of fame and the resilience required to endure its trials. Agnes's story symbolizes the highs and lows of early Hollywood. Her fans cherished her not only for her memorable roles, but also for the courage she showed in overcoming life's adversities. In the years following her death, Agnes's name remained tied to the golden age of silent cinema. The re-release of The Chic in the 1940s introduced a new generation of filmgoers to her iconic performance. Theaters were packed with audiences eager to see the movie that defined a cultural moment, and reviews highlighted the timelessness of her beauty and talent. Fan clubs dedicated to Agnes sprang up, sharing memories, photos, and memorabilia that kept her spirit alive. Social media of the era, fan letters, radio mentions, and personal tributes spoke volumes about how deeply she had touched people's lives. Her story, filled with triumph and tragedy, became a cautionary tale and an inspiration. One fan reflected, "Agnes Ayres may have left us, but her legacy remains. She taught us that success is fleeting, but talent and grace are eternal." And that's the bittersweet story of Agnes Ayres, a Hollywood starlet whose talent and beauty shone brightly, but whose life was marked by struggles that took her away from the spotlight too soon. From her groundbreaking success in The Chic to the challenges of navigating fame, scandal, and single motherhood, Agnes's life is a testament to the fleeting nature of stardom and the resilience it takes to keep dreaming. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Hollywood history. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories about the legends of the silver screen. See you in the next episode.